Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pulse Headline News. Let's go ahead and start off with a little music this morning, then we'll get rolling into the show. Here you go. Enjoy.
Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? Would you like to ride in my beautiful balloon? We could float among the stars together, you and I. Oh, we can fly up and away, my beautiful balloon. The world's a nicer place in my beautiful balloon. And where's a nicer place in my beautiful balloon? We can sing a song and sail along the silver sky. Or we can fly up and away, my beautiful balloon. Stars spinning under the twilight canopy. We'll search the clouds for a star to guide us. We'll find some change to find yourself lovely. We'll find a love to hide us. We'll keep the moon beside us. Love is waiting there in my beautiful balloon. Way up in the air in my beautiful balloon. If you'll hold my hand, we'll chase your dream across the sky. So we can fly up and away, my beautiful balloon.
Good morning, everybody. And welcome to the Pulse Headline News. Today is Monday, February 6th, 2023. Give you guys all a big, healthy welcome to the show. The show brought to you in part by Clear Sky Lodge and, of course, Superfan Susie. And, yeah, look at that, sending stuff. Love it, love it, love it. See, we got Nana Rick on. We got WKOP's Yancey on. We got others filling the room right now. Welcome to the show. Make sure that you do follow and like us and get some good stuff. Looks like Rocky entered the room. Good morning, Rocky. Welcome to the show. And let's go ahead and welcome my co-host, Mr. Tucson Scott. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning.
Boy, don't you sound chipper this morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're all over it this morning, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Monday. You got coffee?
I do.
Good. So do I. A lot of stuff has happened over the weekend. Once again, welcome you all to the Pulse. We've been gathering stuff through the weekend. And of course, this morning, we might as well just jump on in and get with it here. Let me first get out the weather here in the Denali Borough. Currently is 1 degree. So we're above freezing, dude. We're styling, man. You know. High today is going to be 7. Going into tonight, we've got a low of -1. Going into Tuesday, we got a +6, low of -1. Wednesday, +6, low of -9. And then Thursday, it's going to start chilling off again, -1 and -17. Friday -4 and -14. And then back into Saturday, we're back into positives again, a 1 and a -6. No snow in the forecast as of right now. Thank goodness, because I'm running out of places to put it. You wouldn't know about that, would you?
No.
No.
Can't shovel sunshine.
Can't shovel sunshine. Hello and good morning. Welcome to the show. This is the Pulse Headline News. And like I said, today is February 6th, 2023. We've got a lot of news to cover today. Welcome to the show, Miss Valerie. I see you just joined us here. And we'll get a welcome out to you as well. You ready to get this thing going here?
Yeah.
Okay. It's snow melters.
We've got a lot to cover. So
alrighty. Let's get rocking.
Yeah, we've got more on Balloon Bonanza, and we obviously have the tragic earthquake that happened in Turkey. So we're going to cover a lot of the points on that today.
Okay. All right. Where do you want to start?
Well, I thought we'd start with what happened pretty much right after we got off the air on Friday.
Okay.
The first thing that I noted was the Pentagon has confirmed that there was another Chinese spy balloon over Latin America.
Right.
Brigadier General Patrick Ryder stated, "We are seeing reports of a balloon transiting Latin America. We now assess it is another Chinese surveillance balloon." And I believe I was hearing this morning that the Colombian Air Force was on it. So
the Colombian Air Force. Okay. I didn't even know they had an Air Force.
That's the name of a value meal at the local shop.
The Colombian Air Force. Here we go. 99 left balloons. Yancey's right in there already. He's already taken a shot at this. No pun intended. Oh, God. All right. We did get should I, Scott? I should. Absolutely, right? we got so far the Pulse has been attacking. We've had Tank Gate, we've got Jet Gate, and now we got Balloon Bonanza, thanks to WKOP's Yancey giving that one for us here. I did receive I'll let you go on with the news, and then we'll go ahead and play what I gotta play.
Okay. I was going to send you the clip of over in Rocky's World.
Oh, okay.
Interesting thing that happened on Friday night. I thought we could kind of throw that out there. Okay. I was telling you earlier, I don't want this to go away.
Right.
They're not going to get away with just throwing this out. So I'm going to send you a live clip here.
Okay.
And right to the news desk.
There's the bing. It just came in right now.
Yeah, and so on Friday there was an explosion in the sky over Billings, Montana. The balloon over Montana was not shot down and has not exploded, defense officials tell Fox News. So we do not know anything about what the explosion was. And here is Fox News's coverage of that.
Okay, here we go. Playing that clip now.
Montana shows what appears to be an explosion in the sky over the city of Billings. Whew. Wow, we're still working to clear up what's happening there as the Chinese spy balloon was last spotted over Missouri heading into Illinois. So we're not really sure if the two are related. We did hear earlier reports about a second balloon going into Canada, but we can't confirm. And the streaks in the sky could indicate an aircraft interception. We just don't know at this point. And this comes as the Department of Defense confirms that yet another Chinese spy balloon is passing through Latin America. I remember the Monroe Doctrine said that any incursion of a foreign power into the Western Hemisphere was going to be met swiftly and strongly. And it seems like we are just sitting back and watching Chinese spy balloons suck up all kind of intelligence, not only in North America, but now in South America. A second Chinese spy balloon has been spotted in South America. And now we see some sort of explosion in the sky over Billings, Montana. Could be an accident. We don't know if it even is related to the Chinese spy balloon that was spotted in the exact same area just last night. It could have been some sort of interception, some commercial aircraft. As we remember yesterday, they grounded all commercial aircraft in the entire area while the spy balloon was up. Let's bring in senior national correspondent Kevin Corke. Kevin, this has gotten a little weird at this point. A second balloon and now an explosion. Your reaction?
Well, a couple of things I think are happening here. The first, listen, I'll be honest with you, as I always am. I don't think this is it. I think we're going to find that there are a lot more of these actually in the atmosphere. And the reason I can make that speculation is simply because if you've gotten away with it previously, and we've already heard some DOD officials suggest this is not the first off for them. They've seen this sort of thing happen before. Usually it's a quick incursion and back out. I would be willing to bet you that this is probably not the only one in Latin America, not the only one here, but they may be all over Asia proper. The other thing I think that we should keep in mind is regardless of what happens to the specifics, we're talking about whether this balloon comes down, another one shows up, understand that we have an obligation. Our military, and most of all, this White House, has an obligation to protect this country and its interests. Let's figure out how to get that thing down and study it quickly.
It's penetrated our airspace.
Yeah.
It came across through Alaska and into Canada, our closest ally. And we're just going to watch it, and we're worried about debris hitting corn stalks in the heartland. It doesn't make any sense to me, Kevin.
Yeah,
I don't understand what's going on here. You go in, you bring it down, you study it, and you assess the situation.
You can't help but wonder how other leaders in the White House might have handled this situation, I imagine, in a very, very different and probably incredibly aggressive manner. In part because this is our sovereign space, but also in part, you want to send the message that you can't just fly anything over American airspace for days. I mean, who knows how long this thing has actually been up there? And I don't buy for a second, and I think I speak for most Americans, the argument that, well, we couldn't shoot it down over eastern Montana because of the debris field. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. There has to be more there to this, and hopefully we'll all find out together sooner than later.
There you go. There's that clip. Okay, Scott, let's go ahead and dig into this.
Yeah. I just want to make sure we get that the news of that separate explosion that has not been explained.
Right.
Nothing I have heard has come out and said, "Hey, here's the update." So,
right. It's
just gone out of the news. That was it. We got that Friday night. I saw the lady who filmed it.
Yeah.
She was on Twitter.
Okay.
She had a bunch of people obviously trying to get a hold of her, tweeting at her, everything else. She was just like, "Hey, I filmed it." And everyone kept responding, "If you didn't film it and you didn't send that video out, it would have never been known."
Right.
Of that explosion that happened over Billings. So, I just wanted to make sure that we kind of cover that, because if something pops up about that later on, I would definitely like to follow up on it. So
Absolutely. Rocky's out there. He says he's got his quad 50 out there. He was ready. He was waiting on his porch with his coffee. There was a, I should play this clip, shouldn't I? Let me go and play this clip right now. There was some audio coming from the Octagon. We're just going to call it the Octagon right now, not the Pentagon. So here's that sound clip. Here you go, Rocky. And there's your official sound clip, Scott, for the balloon. And thank you. There you go. We're getting some laughs out of there. So, yeah, the explosion is still not, it has not been put out there as of yet. And by the way, Yancey, I can send that to you if you want to steal that one. I'll let you steal that one for sure. That sounded like a day Taco Bell. Absolutely.
Yeah, or the Colombian Air Force.
The Colombian Air Force. Wow. I got nothing. All right. What else you got rolling here, Scott?
So some of the world news I wanted to cover that was kind of coming out. I was covering some stories about the German eco-terrorists and activists. That's a huge thing over there. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, it came out that the eco-terrorists in Germany and the large groups that are basically, promoting these people, like the different eco-terrorist groups, they're collecting data on their comrades in arms. They want to find out if they've committed crimes before, if they appear on any government list. And they have been leaked to basically the media over there. And so now the media's got all these lists of these eco-terrorists. There's a huge drama around this going on in Europe right now because these groups are being debated if they should be listed as generic terrorist.
Okay.
So this is a huge
generic terrorist.
What's that?
Give me generic terrorist.
Just like being defined as like Al Qaeda, right?
Right.
Like comparing like a somewhat, we'll call it an aggressive or violent Greenpeace type protest group, defining them as like terrorism. Yeah. So it's a huge debate. It sounds like Germany has declined to do that. But the stories aren't going away. Like I said, there's those two young eco-terrorists that like fled the country. I think they went to, what was it, Bali? Yeah, it was Bali. Yes. Yeah. And so they were, this whole thing is turning into like its own little novella on its own. So
that it is. Rocky posted out that you've never been wakened from sleep till your alarm is a 40 millimeter Vulcan. Yeah, I could imagine. There's we got all sorts of, we talked about this on Friday, how, all this stuff happening lately has come true in conspiracy theories. It was all conspiracy theories. And now look at what's coming into light right now. It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy what we're coming through. And it's just popping up daily now. Now it used to be we had something pop up like once a week, maybe once a month. And now we're getting it on a daily basis. And, I've noticed some activity here in Alaska. By the way, those that are listening, we're located about 90 miles southwest of Fairbanks. That's where the Pulse is headquartered at. We also have Scott, who's in Tucson, Arizona, and we've been working this for quite a while, putting this together here for Headline News. It started out just getting out to our outlying villages that weren't able to actually see the news, and it's kind of taken off from there. So here you go. Welcome to the Pulse. All right, Scott. Yeah, Rocky says almost hourly. Yeah, absolutely. It's a mad world, as Yancey said out there, and it's not getting any easier out there, and now we got more stuff compiling out there on the world. For those listening, we don't only cover U.S., but we cover the world as well here at Headline News. All right, Scott, go ahead, jump on in.
Well, I thought I'd cover a little bit of some COVID news. There was a couple studies that were actually done over the weekend that were released, and well,
Here we go.
absolutely hilarious. Um, so one of the studies shows that
Okay.
unattractive people are more likely to keep wearing face mask in a post-COVID era. So thank you. I don't
That
know
was
what else to say.
help.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you for
the
looking at
whole put a bag on your head thing has gone away. You could just wear a COVID mask and say that you're paranoid of getting ill. So
as you're driving down the road alone in your car.
I don't think we needed to actually have a study for that. But what was funny is the other study that was being conducted was another. This has actually been done before and already been said, but another major analyst has found that masks make zero difference in infection.
Yeah.
So it's stuff we already knew. What now we're back to a conspiracy theory that was talked about maybe like a year ago or a year and a half ago. People were saying like the masks aren't doing anything, right? And now we're having studies that are saying the result of that study was no difference to infection.
Right.
So
right. Crazy. All righty. I do have one. Let's see. Let me let you keep rolling. You're on a roll right now. So let's go ahead. Hello, Torres. Welcome to the show. Glad to see you, buddy. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this will kind of roll into some of the other news that we're going to kind of bring up later on in the show. But this was on Saturday. There was a major announcement in Turkey. So the Turkish Interior Minister, Solu, has told the U.S. ambassador to Turkey to get his dirty hands off of Turkey. It was done in a public televised speech, and Turkey no longer wants us, our ambassador, to have influence over anything that happens in their nation. And you'll actually see this connect with the major news that of the earthquake that happened there. You'll start to see that it has connected into that already, that U.S. stay away kind of mentality. So I'll bring that up later in the show. The other thing that also happened over the weekend in that area of the world was back in Germany. The investigators that kind of went to the government about the Nord Stream pipeline. They have no evidence at this stage that Russia is behind the explosions at the Nord Stream 1 and 2 gas pipelines. And that came from the public prosecutor, General Frank. And it was announced over the weekend. The conspiracy behind that is that there seems to be some information that they had pulled from the last prime minister of England. I can't remember her name off the hand. I should probably have that. I probably should have looked at it.
Right?
What's that?
Didn't last very long.
No, and it wasn't Theresa May. It was another lady, and you're right. She really didn't last very long. You know, she replaced your favorite, Boris. It came in
her hair job.
And there's like this whole thing about like her cell phone. Somebody pulled her cell phone records, and she was texting with our Defense Department. And right as that happened, she had texted somebody high up in our Defense Department. She texted, "It has been done. It has been completed." So the theory is that British, like essentially like a SEAL special ops force, may
Right.
have something to do with the pipeline. And so us and the UK have something to do with that. That's the conspiracy out there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here we go. Now it's not like I said, we've been talking about it before that conspiracies are coming alive right now.
Right.
It's you can't write this crap. You can't fake it. It's just popping up everywhere, you know?
Yep.
It's just you just don't know where to go with it anymore. I've noticed a lot of military movement around here in Alaska right now. Convoys, this and that. Things are starting to fluctuate and move around here in Alaska, and I've been trying to dig into that a little bit. And as soon as I get some information on it, I'll make sure and break it here on the Pulse. All righty, what else you got, Scott?
Well, also in the EU and the G7 have adopted further price caps for Russian petroleum products such as diesel and fuel.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'm breaking that news is because Russia continues to make heavy profit. And nothing that the EU or the G7 can do is going to stop that profit with their oil industry.
Right.
So, and even with like the gas line, I mean, the money that they're making, the new deals they've made with China, they're making a lot of money. None of the sanctions are working. They're just going to find somebody else to buy it. So,
right.
So it's big news, and that escalation. We'll just sanction them, and it's like it doesn't do anything.
Right.
You know, they're still going to be just as aggressive as they already were. So
yeah, it's still going to keep going any way you look at it. There's news that popped up that the oil production is going up here in Alaska. I mean, I don't know how much more oil we could actually produce, but I tell you what, we jam in the barrels of oil.
A lot. You could produce a lot more of oil.
Right.
There's no question about it. Even what's her name? What's the senator? Murkowski.
Murkowski. There you go.
Yeah. Murkowski. Even she says that. I mean, you haven't even done 1% yet.
Right.
Of what you could do.
Yeah.
So, it's not open.
Yeah.
Murlowski.
There you go. Did I ever tell you I got a picture with her? I think I actually sent it to you.
Yeah, you did. You sent it to me.
Did I? I was down in Anchorage at the AASB, the School Board Association.
We'll call her Alaska's official wine mom.
Yeah, there you go. No, the pipeline has not shut down up here, Rocky. Matter of fact, it hasn't even slowed down. But there is so much more to offer here, and we keep getting blocked up here. That's been the ongoing issue. A lot of companies like Alyeska and also let's see, there's Alyeska, there's ConocoPhillips, and others that have been pushing, but they just keep shutting it down every time they get a chance at it here. Because there's been speculation that the oil here in Alaska could actually feed the lower 48. I mean, that there's enough here to do what we need to do, you know. I don't know. Our governor has slipped into it here and there, and they've been talking about what's been going on with our refineries here. A lot of people don't even know that there's refineries here in Alaska. You know, I mean, it's just one of those things. Yes, we have refineries here in Alaska. A lot of them are just sitting at idle. Let's see
Well,
here.
they are operational. If you look into it, a lot of the refineries in Alaska, they have a clause that they only are allowed to produce commercial oil.
Is that what it is?
Mm-hmm. And it actually is not allowed to be used by people of Alaska. It has to be used by people in the lower 48. So
Uh,
all of the customers of Alaska's refineries are in the lower
yeah,
48, and they're companies. They're not
yeah,
they're not people. We're not putting that into our cars at all.
yeah.
It's never
We
going there.
yeah we the total capacity. We actually have 5 refineries in Alaska that are up and operating. They're showing that none are at idle currently right now. So we do have 5 refineries going here in Alaska. That's more than I thought. I was thinking that there was 3. So now it's out there. I guess there's 5,
Yeah.
along with our coal industry here. So
Now,
go
yeah,
ahead.
one of the things that I've read is they have extremely well compared to say like Texas, right?
Right,
Texas, the refineries that are in Texas are huge.
right.
They're basically metropolis refineries, right? The ones in
Yeah,
Alaska are really small, and that's something that they have bid for is to be able to have the licensing to expand them into, we'll call them jumbo or mega refineries.
right.
um, and it's just, yeah, there's a lot. You have to remember, even before these permits were even talked about, we were an exporter
Yeah,
only 3 or 4 years ago, an
yeah,
oil exporter. That was without taking any serious, capacity out of Alaska. Like that
yeah,
was not even doing much of anything. We were able to do that with basically what's in the middle of the country.
yeah,
Um, and obviously we were figuring it out,
yeah,
and it just went all to the wayside with the voting of one man. So
yeah. There you
it
have
just
it.
all just disappeared. Like
Yeah,
we're not even utilizing Texas oil, right? Or
right, right.
any of the fracking in Oklahoma, or we're not utilizing anything to
Yeah,
what it should be, right? And then
yeah,
obviously the pipeline. People talk about like, the pipeline in Alaska is for Alaska to transport the oil to get it to places, right? So you
right.
could get it to the ocean or the sea, right?
Valdez.
From
Yeah,
yeah, what one place to another, right? Crosses the whole
yeah,
entire state, north to south. Um, but the Keystone Pipeline, when people say, "Oh, a pipeline," they automatically think it's like a pipeline coming in or coming. It's in Alaska. It's to have it all in one place, right? It's to
correct. That is
gather it
correct.
up. But
Yeah,
the big deal is, the Keystone Pipeline would have really changed a
absolutely.
lot of the U.S.'s oil industry.
Yeah,
Um,
there's some
and
interesting comments out there. Rocky put out there that they have to keep them at least at minimal production. WKOP's Yancey put our refinery is huge there, and they actually buy in parts of the town now. And he used to work there.
wow,
Also, Rocky put out that they have 3 in Billings, and yeah, and it used to be owned by Goldman Sachs, the one in Yancey's end of the world there. Susie made a good point. Who was it that a good idea to sell us oil and buy someone else's oil? That just still blows my mind that we're still doing that to this day.
you're gonna have to go back to really former presidents to ask them that question,
Oh
because
yeah,
that's been the scheme for a long time. You know,
yeah,
I think that could have even possibly started under Nixon.
yeah,
It's been going on for
yeah,
like a long time, and it's basically a thing like everybody gets to be part of the party, right? Like that's
right,
really all it is. It's like they're trying to make everybody happy, so there's never a standout, right?
right, right. Hello and
Yep.
welcome to the show.
And
Um,
like Rocky, like I was saying earlier, Rocky said, yeah, energy dependent. We were energy dependent.
right,
We were an exporter.
yeah. That's exactly right. We were an exporter. Just want to welcome those new to the show here. This is the Pulse Headline News edition today. Also, make sure you hit that follow and that like button out there. Miss Angie, welcome to the show. Also, just a reminder out there, our variety show is Wednesday nights at 6:30 p.m. Alaska time. That's 7:30 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you join with us. That's our show that goes off the rails, and we really enjoyed hosting that show and getting things going out there. A lot of fun. Okay, yeah, we got a lot of comments out there. Pallets of toilet paper now. Yep. Yancey put out there that they were expiring oil rights or something. There's so much that this can go on and on and on when we talk about the oil industry here, especially here in Alaska. I just put out there that currently now that I know, I thought we had 3. We currently have 5 refineries here in Alaska, and they're all up and operating at minimum capacity. So there you have it. All righty, Scott, back to you, man.
Well, I thought we'd start kind of rushing through our balloon bonanza. I was going to send you a clip over.
Okay.
And we are going to go to...
Oh, there it is.
Yep,
hot off the press, right in the newsroom. Balloon bonanza. Here we go. All right. You got a headline for this one, or you just want to let it rock?
Well, a reporter asked Biden, "What's going on with China?" So we'll hear his response.
All right, here we go, and here's that clip. Okay, it was pretty loud over there. Let me go ahead and play that one more time, and I'll go ahead and read it off the prompt right there. Mr. President, any comment of China? And all he said is, we're going to take care of it. There you have it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What's he going to take care of?
Well, he's sending Hunter out, that kind of thing.
He's sending Hunter out. Tinfoil hats for everybody. I mean, he's sending Hunter out.
So right after that happened, the FAA shut down 3 airports, and closed the airspace off the coast of South Carolina due to a national security initiative. So right after he said that, right after he said,
his response, he put out there his response, I like balloons, ice cream also.
So I'm going to send you another clip. I think we've got an audio of a person's reaction.
Okay.
To what followed right after that.
Yeah.
After the airspace was closed. So we're going to send that over.
Okay, here it comes now. I just heard it hit the desk. Other comments out there is Rockefeller Oil Dynasty gets money from anyone drilling or producing oil products, right? And let's see, Torres put out there, he should take care of his health before he takes action. There you go. There you go. Straight up. Okay, and here we go once again. Do you have a headline for this, or you want to just throw it out there?
Well, yeah. So the U.S. military shot down the Chinese spy airship over the Atlantic Ocean after letting it fly over the country for days. An F-22 fighter jet reportedly shot it down, the Chinese airship, with a single AIM-9X air-to-air missile. Pentagon statement was the balloon, which was used by the PRC in attempt to surveil strategic sites in the continental United States, was brought down above U.S. territorial waters.
Okay, here's what
it sounded. Yeah.
Well, I got that clip from the Octagon also. So let me go ahead and play this clip now. Oh, you got to be kidding me. There's no audio on it. The audio's killed.
Oh, they killed the audio?
They killed the audio. They totally just wipe the audio on it. I actually had a pop-up on it that said audio has been disabled. Wow, they don't want us to hear it. They don't want us to hear what's going on.
So I could tell you what it was. It was actually fairly minor what the audio was. It was like a guy goes, there's a guy and he's filming, right? And you can hear him talking while he's filming, while the balloon is getting whatever happened. That's also even a conspiracy now.
Right.
So he's like, there it goes. That's my military.
She goes, there's my military. I should play the balloon clip again, shouldn't I? Here's that balloon clip again. Enjoy. It's pretty bad when I have to dub it in. I did dub in sounds for the clip. That's awesome. Yancey put out there, that's my tax dollars. Yeah. Rocky put out there, the Chinese bought airtime over America from the heads of governments. Here we go. Go ahead, Scott.
So shortly after that, we had another statement from our commander-in-chief, and I will send that over to you.
Okay.
As we break down and give you a play-by-play of Balloon Bonanza. Okay,
here we go. All right, here's that clip. Hopefully there's some audible to it. This is our commander-in-chief, and here we go.
Briefed on the balloon. I ordered the Pentagon to shoot it down on Wednesday as soon as possible. They decided, without doing damage to anyone on the ground, they decided that the best time to do that was as it got over water outside within the 12-mile limit. They successfully took it down, and I want to compliment our aviators who did it, and we'll have more to report on this a little later. Thank you.
Mr. President, what did you say about China? What's your message to China? You were saying the recommendation was from your national security.
I told them to shoot it down.
On Wednesday.
On Wednesday.
But the recommendation.
They said to me, let's wait till the safest place to do it.
What does this mean for China, relations with China?
As he walks away.
All right, short and sweet. And
there you go. All right, Scott. Yeah. Yancey's already out there. Listen, Jack.
I told them to do it. They told me no. They told me they wanted to do it. They told me to do it when they wanted to.
I told them, Mr. Tough Guy. Yancey been out there. Hey, welcome from Mexico. We got callers coming in already. I guess we could. What do you think, Scott? We got plenty to go over, don't we? Right now.
Oh yeah.
I told them I could go ahead. Hey, welcome. I see Mexico is listening right now. Thank you for joining the show. I got a feeling, matter of fact, I know where it's at, and I know who it is. So thank you for joining. I appreciate that. Make sure you guys hit that follow button and also hit those likes, those hearts on the way through. We can actually talk about that for a minute, can't we? About our engagement, what's happening. It's hello. Can you hear me?
I'm here.
We're actually trying to break our own record for engagement this month. So please help us out here at the Pulse. Make sure you hit those like buttons and make sure you follow us on the way through. All right, Scott. Let's see. Other comments out there. Since Chinese own a huge portion of U.S. debt, does that mean that they are surveying the property prior to them repoing the U.S. for their payment? No joke, right? Yancey just put out there, no joke. You know.
Do you know China owns all of the government buildings for Arizona?
No, I did not.
I don't think they own the Capitol building, but they own all of the government office buildings.
Oh wow.
Even the city of Phoenix sold their buildings to a Chinese real estate company.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's old news. I'm like talking about news from like 12 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, Taurus, thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man. Absolutely. It's wow. I never even thought about that. Remember about a year and a half ago during the middle of the as we call it, the pandemic now, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were out buying up property all over the place through the US.
Oh, well, I don't think that was actually the Chinese.
Are you sure?
It was BlackRock. US.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, they were doing it to bring up the prices of homes and bring up the prices of rent.
Oh, okay.
Was the whole scheme.
Yeah, not even a conspiracy anymore.
Evil company. Absolutely evil. Yeah, I'm sure at some point we're going to end up covering news from that company.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure
every time any of the people who work there, like the CEO, when that guy opens his mouth, it's like he always says the most horrific things. One thing he'll say is he talks about he was one of those people, which I actually have news about. I actually have electric car news. He was one of those people that was basically, if you can't afford an electric car, then, sucks to be you. He had one of those attitudes, right?
Yeah.
Too bad. He was like, we're getting rid of the gas cars. He's like a real estate guy. And he's like, we're going to get rid of, so obviously he thinks he's like a major player in the US.
Right.
They do have backing from a lot of the Democratic Party members. I think Elizabeth Warren is one of the biggest people who's in a sponsorship with BlackRock.
Yeah.
So, she's like all over BlackRock. She makes bills to help BlackRock buy people's houses at rock bottom prices, and they turn them into rentals. So they're literally taking away our private property is what they're doing piece by piece.
Yancey just put out Chinese spy balloon over Kansas. Okay, we have Dollar General, Casey's, Wheatfield. Wait, Dollar General. They're surveying already. And other comments out there, the government can only buy federal property from the government. Some sleepy people sell for pure profit out there. Yancey posted out there, better upgrade, peasants, right? Eat your bogs, electric cars. Hey, Taurus, thank you for joining the show. I appreciate you being here. And thank you again for supporting us here at The Pulse. I look forward to talking to you soon, my brother. And hopefully see you on Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m. Alaska time for the variety show. Thank you again. All right, Scott, let's go ahead and dig back in. What else we got rolling here?
So I said I had some news about electric cars. So there was this is something I know we've talked about this. We've said it a bunch of times. And so converting the existing U.S. car fleet to electric vehicles would require far more lithium than is currently produced worldwide. If we say the quiet part out loud, the transition to electric vehicles could lead to lithium shortages unless the United States and other countries overhaul their transportation systems and move away from private cars as the primary means of travel.
Here we go. The electric vehicle theory again. Just back to our comments real quick. I just want to throw this out there that Marvelous put out there. All that buying up the properties to turn them into rentals will backfire as soon as the recession hits and they stop printing money. I gotta say, absolutely. And Yancey posted out there, not to mention those slave drivers in the cobalt mines. Yep. No lithium for you.
Yeah, it's awful. I mean, it's the biggest source of slavery in the world.
Yeah.
there's more children working in those mines than in any other industry. And it's on different continents. Like it's all over the world. And all of these companies like, like Apple, for instance, they're buying it and they're turning, they're doing the turning the blind eye kind of thing to it. So it's awful. It's a really, really awful situation that is ignored. It is absolutely ignored. So I think a lot of the people I know that are liberal, they pretend that doesn't exist because they want more cell phones, more electric cars, all of this kind of stuff that takes us solar panels, right? All of that stuff. Like they want all of this stuff. And when you bring up the mines, they act like you're a conspiracy theorist about something that's real.
Right.
So, it's not a cool thing. Like, it's out there. You can find out about it. It's horrible conditions for these people.
Yeah. And we've talked how well those electric vehicles do here in Alaska. Yeah, it's ugly. They've tried it in the transit system. Someone put out there, of course, that's their target. Rocky put out there is mass transit for the electric vehicle industry. They've already tried it here in Alaska. They brought in a couple, I know of for sure that they've brought in a couple of the electric buses, and they get about 80 miles out of them. And that's it. Done. Toast. And then the cold and keeping the batteries going and everything else, it turned into an absolute nightmare. Hello, Sean. Saw you jump in there. Welcome to the show. They're going to try that bullet train idea again. Right. There's just so much to go on that when it comes to this stuff, I don't know. All the major car companies have been announcing that they're going to go switch to electric vehicles soon. What was it? GM came out. What'd they say? Was it GM or Ford that came out and said by 2025 that they're going to be all electric? One of them did.
Oh, well, there's a huge list of vehicles that are just gone already.
Right. Ford tried it already, right? They tried throwing out the Mustang E. That went real well.
It doesn't matter if it goes well or not.
Right.
They already crossed the Rubicon on it. So there's nothing. Doesn't matter if all the cars are like these like little bubbles with training wheels on them one day.
Yeah.
That we have to charge. It doesn't matter. What one day your Corvette might go 40 miles an hour and, make a whizzing noise when it goes down the road. It's just not gonna,
it'll sound like the Jetsons.
The Jetsons. Right. They're gone. Like the biggest thing is passenger cars. Passenger cars are like literally almost all the way phased out at this point.
Right.
And they're waiting for, and I know they want to phase out all American sport cars.
Yeah.
So
they're trying anything. Well, look what they did with the Ford Excursion, right? One of the best SUVs out there. I'm sorry. Yes, it got 10 to 11 miles to the gallon on a good day, going downhill with the sail up and wind at its back. But man, what an amazing vehicle. I owned one for years, the Excursion, and I just loved it. Yeah, exactly. Yancey just put out there that the Excursions are going for a mint now. I had both the V10 and I had the 7.3 Power Stroke, and when I rotated through those vehicles, they brought huge amounts of money. Now I'm seeing them going for you can't even touch the 7.3 for under like 20 grand. A decent one holding decent mileage for an older diesel truck considered. you're finding them for 250,000, 300,000 miles on them. They're still going for anywhere from $15,000 to $25,000 out there.
Well, wait for it, because I can tell you something. Used car prices, have plummeted here.
Really? Okay.
Oh my gosh, we're back to where you could find a car under $2,000, an old beater. And those old beaters were going for almost like $7,000-8,000 like a year ago.
Hey, Corey, welcome to the show. It is. I mean, and even Yancey put out there the truck, the Lightning, the Ford Lightning, the Mustang E. These things have all just kind of went,
but they didn't. That's what I'm saying. They didn't. They didn't just go like they should have.
Right.
They don't care. They don't care that no one wants them or buy them, because it's like, you will eat bugs. You will drive these ugly cars that have no performance. Like, it's all the same agenda.
It is.
Absolutely. They will not let us complain.
Right.
We know what's good for you.
Yeah. And there you go. Yancey put out, so many people are upside down now. I was talking about this a couple of weeks ago on the variety show. We started talking about Yancey eats the bugs, drives the bugs, worship the bugs. That's it. Here we go. We had talked about the electric vehicles. Someone asked on the variety show, how's those electric vehicles doing, man? And we were bagging. I actually pulled up what was for sale up here of electric vehicles, and people were actually buying them. I mean, there was one on there that that was the one, the Tesla S. It's like 1,050 horsepower, 0 to 60 in like 2.8 seconds. They were selling it for like $126,000 here in Alaska. I'm like going, yeah, that's going to be a hot seller.
Well, they do. A lot of them sell for pretty close to what you can buy one new.
Right.
So, I see some fairly cheap here. Yeah, but it's only because there's a lot of them. I mean, we have a dealership here in town. So and what I have started to notice is the other used car dealerships. All of a sudden, I'm seeing Teslas there. Even at the CarMax that I bought my last car at, they have a Tesla section.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, there's people who are running them. I mean, they're a status symbol here. So, I mean,
I figured it'd be the Caddy ATS or something, No. Corey put out there, he's in the best financial position he's ever been at the moment. That's good. It's been a lot out there. We see a lot of people are capitalizing on what is happening out there, and a lot are just dying on the vine, so to speak, and a lot of people aren't just working for anything, to get things back. A lot of them are still trying to ride the coattails of the government right now and see how far they can push this thing. Almost 3 years of pandemic crap. I'm just going to say it's pandemic crap, and they sucked it dry, and they're still trying to suck it dry. Rocky says, I wish I still had my 63 GMC. Right? I mean, I know exactly where you're coming from with that one. Okay, what else you got rolling there?
So I got one more story that came out on Sunday, and I just is just one of those kind of note stories, like note this story, because it's just strange timing. And then I thought we could maybe go for a break, and then we'll come back and cover what's going on in Turkey. But there's a story that hit Sunday morning.
Okay.
A large-scale internet blackout in Italy.
Okay.
Did you hear about this?
I did. I was waiting for you to pull it. So go ahead.
Right. So, and then that was about like really early in the morning. So around maybe 7 a.m. my time is when it was first reported. Yeah. And then around the afternoon on Sunday, it came out. thousands of computer servers around the world have been targeted by a ransomware hacking attack. Italy's National Cybersecurity Agency has warned. So the whole thing, that internet outage, was an actual ransomware attack.
Wow.
So, yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up. It's because, again, weird timing of how some of these things are going. And again, we haven't heard any follow-up today on that story. So
right. I get it. I totally get it. All righty there, folks. Let's go ahead and take a quick 3-minute break here. I'm going to reload my coffee here. Scott, you can reload your coffee. Anyone online, you're welcome to reload your coffee there. Make sure that you hit those follow buttons out there and hit some likes on the way through. And then we'll continue on with our headline news this morning. And maybe we'll get some lines going as well. We also do that. We do open the lines up here at a certain time once we start getting through things. And we love to hear your comments and be a part of the show here. So let's go ahead and jump into this quick break. And I do have, let's see here. I got some music for you. Let's go ahead and play that out right now. All righty, peeps. We'll be right back.
There's a man who leads a life of danger. To everyone he meets, he stays a stranger. With every move he makes, another chance he takes, odds are he won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man, they've given you a number and taken away your name. Beware of pretty faces that you find. A pretty face can hide an evil mind. Oh, be careful what you say, or you give yourself away. Odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man, they've given you a number and taken away your name. Secret agent man, secret agent man, they've given you a number and taken away your name. Swinging on the Riviera one day, and then laying in the Bombay alley next day. I know you let the raw word slip while kissing persuasive lips. The odds are you won't live to see tomorrow. Secret agent man, secret agent man, they've given you a number and taken away your name. Secret agent man.
The Clear Sky Lodge.
This show brought to you in part by the great people at Clear Sky Lodge, where the steaks are the best in Alaska. Don't forget, Super Bowl Sunday, doors open at 11. Games and prizes will be happening during the game. Also, Wednesday food specials and pool tournaments on Friday nights at 7:30 p.m. Clear Sky Lodge, located at milepost 280 Parks Highway, Anderson, Alaska. Open 7 days a week, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Give them a call at 907-582-2251 and tell them your good friends at the Pulse sent you. All right, everybody. Welcome back to the Pulse. Scott, did you get your coffee? I did. I'm a happy camper. I got coffee in my cup again. I'm good to go. And I thought that song was appropriate. Secret Agent, man. Rocky put out there, his name is Hunter. Actually, I think I lost Scott there for a minute. He's gonna have to come back in here. Oh, there he is. Let's see if I can get him back live here. Doom da doom doom da doom. What'd you do? Drop off? There you are. Kinda, maybe. Shows that you're live. Scott
Crashed.
crashed. Must have been driving an EV, huh?
It just stopped during that Clear Sky commercial.
Did it? Hell,
Yeah,
that's one of the
just
greatest ones we
stopped.
got. That's an amazing commercial, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, you missed it. I put out the Secret Agent man for this song, and Rocky put out there. His name is Hunter. I figured it was appropriate.
He's doing a lousy job.
Right. He's doing a lousy job. There's also, let me see here. Go ahead with what you got. I was going to do a recap on one of them, and I happened to lose it. I don't know.
Well, I was going to dive deep into, why don't you go ahead and do your recap, because
Okay.
I was going to dive deep into the earthquake in Turkey. So
Okay. All right. Let me give you an update here. We broke this story. We actually broke the story a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago, on the egg smuggling. Unlike you, Scott, who is grape smuggling, with Speedos and cowboy boots. I'm going to keep tagging you on that. There is some big increases in the egg smuggling, and I happened to get some info that was sent to me on what's happening. And let's see. I got it here. Okay. There was actually percentages. And what's crazy, Scott, is Tucson was one of them, one of the highest. Did I read that to you this morning? Did I
No.
give you that update? No? Okay. Let me pull that up. Someone sent me an update on it because I thought it was actually kind of crazy. Okay, the update on it. This just came out a couple days ago that for the egg smugglers, the border crossings have surged more than 300%. 300%. Seizures are up at 91% in the El Paso field office, 301% in Laredo, and 68% in Tucson are up right now. There's someone asked me about the egg smugglers, so I figured I would give you an update on that. That's crazy, man. Egg smugglers, it's done past coyotes and drugs and everything else. Now the secret is just smuggling eggs across the border. Since I happened to look at eggs on the shelf on Saturday when I took a look, and $7.99 a dozen at one of the smaller markets here. That's crazy. That's absolutely nuts.
Wait, where you're at?
Yeah. Yeah. We saw them pop to $7.99 a dozen.
Oh,
It was like overnight. You guys are still at like 550, right? 556, somewhere in there.
I've seen 450 for, like I said, the medium ones.
Right.
But yeah, all the way up to about just under 10.
Yeah. See,
Just
Rocky
depends
says,
on what you get. If you get that, you get the ones in the plastic container with like the fancy, like we were talking about the designer eggs.
the designer eggs that are packaged within a package of a
Yeah.
package. Yeah, where it takes 3 dives to get into it. You need a pair of tin snips to cut off the plastic on it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. $10 or more. Rocky says right there, where he's
Wow.
getting it up. So there you go. It's going crazy. It's absolutely going crazy, the egg world right now. But yet everything else seems to be kind of just meandering. I mean, we've had our inflation on groceries, which we're noticing hard hit on families, large families as well, to where they're normally spending like $300 a week on groceries. Now they're up to $500 and $600. And it's price gouging, as you said out there. All right. What else you got?
Well, I thought we would go ahead and dive into the earthquake in Turkey.
Okay. Yancey missed the egg smuggling update, so he'll have to back up and listen for that on the recall. Go ahead, Scott. Let's get this out.
This is one of the things. So there's already been a lot of comparisons. Like a lot of people have been, when they talk about the earthquake that happened in Turkey, they're already saying things like, oh, it's like a doomsday kind of thing, an apocalyptic event.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring one of those conspiracies to you, directly to you. So at the precise time that Sam Smith walks out onto the stage at the Grammys, dressed as the devil, and being introduced as about to have an unholy performance.
Yeah.
The earthquake in Turkey hit.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you. So the first reports of the earthquake exactly at the time of the Sam Smith performance was hundreds dead, massive destruction following a powerful 7.8 magnitude earthquake in southern Turkey. The Turkish government has declared a level 4 state of emergency and is seeking international help.
That's brutal. 7.8.
Yeah, so there was 2.
Okay.
I think the last I saw, there has been 70 large seismic events since the morning. And there was 2 main ones. There was a 7.8 and a 7.5. Those are separated. And then those have had aftershocks, and they're anywhere from, we were talking about earlier, it was like 6 to 4.7.
Yeah.
So absolutely devastating.
That's huge, man. You get a 7.8 and a 7.5, and then aftershocks that are in the 5 range. The 7.5s and 7.8s, that just is the crusher. Okay. And then you get the aftershocks afterward just to knock down the rest of the rubble.
Right.
I mean,
and I don't think in my lifetime I've ever, living in California all through the years that it was hot earthquake activity, there was no 7s. No. I know there wasn't any. I think Selmar was like a 7.1 or a 7.2, and that was back in like 72, right?
Yeah.
Something like that, early 70s, the Selmar quake.
Yeah.
That was like the last big one, and that shook people's homes apart. But there's been, obviously, like there was also, like we were talking about, the one that was in San Francisco during the World Series. This is devastating. Over 5,000 buildings have fallen. The death toll is skyrocketing as we're speaking. The last I heard, was over 2,500 people have died.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And they're probably putting an estimation out as well, I would imagine. If they're at a count of 2,500, they're probably into the thousands.
Absolutely.
After this.
Absolutely.
And Yancey just posted, yeah, you're talking about leveling humanity size earthquake. That's huge. And Rocky just put out that we don't have money to help. The government passed ours away. Yeah, I mean, it just that's brutal, man.
Well, it's kind of where I was going with that.
Yeah.
Turkey doesn't seem like they want our help.
Okay.
And here's the key event that's why I brought the thing up about the Turkish ambassador, the Turkish ambassador being basically told to shut up and stop talking.
Yeah.
Elon Musk offered to use the Starlink satellite system that they use in the Ukraine.
Yeah.
Offered to give the whole country internet for free.
Yeah.
They denied it.
Oh,
they don't want any of our help at this moment. Maybe it'll change over time. I know Israel has been sending everything they possibly can over to Turkey. That's the so far the biggest response I've heard has been Israel.
Okay.
But yeah, and then shortly after that, so we're talking about 2 hours later, that's when that 7.5 hit. Very powerful earthquake. This is all in central Turkey. And the aftershocks, like I was saying, the aftershocks are coming from a 7.5 and a 7.8.
Wow. That's sorry, I just had a mic bump there. That's crazy. I mean, and they're not willing to take our help. When things like that, devastating things happen, I believe in helping out humanity whenever we can, yeah, I can't. I can't. There's a message posted here. Just imagine that happening with rescue efforts underway.
Right.
And then,
it has been, because these small earthquakes, these even these 4.7s, these smaller ones, they're knocking down the buildings that were just damaged, minorly damaged. Now they're falling to the ground. That's why there was and I know it's kind of a rough way to say it, but there's 2 buildings going down for every one casualty.
Yeah.
There's entire cities leveled, not only in Turkey, but also in Syria.
Right.
Whole communities, an entire town. There was a town of 16,000 people in Syria where there was not one house standing.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Can you just imagine that? We talk about our small communities here in, in the U.S., and you think about a town of 16,000. Where Yancey's from, that could be a county seat.
Right.
It's large, and it's just absolutely devastating.
Hundreds of thousands injured. It is. This is brutal. Think about what they're going through right now. What's the current temperatures there? This is wintertime, right? And they even get extreme weather.
I'm not really sure what kind of weather they're experiencing right now. But if you remember, there was snowstorms in Iran,
right,
not that long ago. That's a completely different region, but but still, center of the world kind of area.
Yeah.
So,
they're fighting 35 degrees rain right now. 36 degrees currently.
Is that Fahrenheit or centigrade?
Yeah, Fahrenheit. So they're basically sitting on the threshold of freezing right now and going through this. This is just crazy. what's happening. And you said that
So-
happened all during that
The
speech.
initial earthquake happened during that performance, so that's like the big conspiracy. It's people are saying like they basically summoned the devil on the world. Is like the conspiracy. Of course, like I'm not asking anyone to believe that, or I'm not saying that's what happened, but that's the conspiracy. A lot of people were shocked.
Yeah.
That the Grammys did that performance.
Right.
And it was mocked. That people were shocked.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I think there's a growing number in this country that are just sick of things just being forcefully bad.
Yeah.
It is.
Like Nancy just posted, God's mad, bro. I mean,
yeah.
Where else can you go with this stuff? Someone just sent me an update that out of Istanbul that almost 10,000 rescuers have found out across the 10 Turkish provinces right now. 10,000 rescuers. I mean, here we go. And that's what it said. It says that yet some places were still waiting for help, holding the winter cold at 34 degrees right now. Crazy.
So if you wanted to know what kind of response and what the hot topic at the UN Security Council meeting was, I can go ahead and send that to you.
Okay.
With what we just reported with the Turkish earthquake. I will send what they are concerned about right now.
Okay. Go ahead and send it to me. And Rocky just put out, according to his earthquake app, that Turkey had over 50 earthquakes just since yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow. Brutal. Okay. You want a headline on this, or do you want me to go ahead and just put it out?
I just want to say this is what they're majorly concerned about with a devastating earthquake that has affected, obviously millions of people. That area has millions of people in it. And this is what the UN has decided to focus their summit on.
Okay. Here we go. Let me go ahead and play that clip.
We will call for action from everyone with influence on the spread of mis and disinformation on the internet. Governments, regulators, policymakers, technology companies, the media, civil society. Stop the hate. Set up strong guardrails. Be accountable for language that causes harm. And as part of my report to our common agenda, we are convening all stakeholders around a code of conduct for information integrity on digital platforms. And we'll also further strengthen our focus on how mis and disinformation are impacting progress on global issues, including the climate crisis.
All righty, there you have it. UN Secretary General will call for action from everywhere with influence on the spread of mis and disinformation on the internet. What do you got, Scott?
No, it's just that's what all these people are focused on.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing. It's a WEF agenda. That's it. They're all freaking brainwashed. I'm sorry to say, but they don't. It's like there couldn't be any. They haven't had a summit about the earthquake in Turkey yet, but they're going to talk about what people post on the internet. I mean, come on. That's a world issue. We didn't start the UN to worry about people's private comments. I'm sorry. That has nothing to do with it. And then of course, somehow people's private comments have to do with global warming and everything else. It's just like these people are just insane at this point.
Yeah. Susie just posted out too, the aftershocks can be worse than the original earthquake. Yeah, because the original hit does the damage and the aftershocks is what finishes things off. Crazy out there. All right. What else you got?
Well, I do have an update that just kind of came through right as we started the show.
Okay.
that's about the balloon bonanza, and I was telling you that there was something that was already kind of the conspiracy. We've already kind of mummered it underneath our breath.
Right.
But Chinese spy airship potentially carried explosives to destroy itself, commander of the U.S. Northern Command has said. So there's a conspiracy already going on that we did not shoot it down.
Right. That they exploded it.
No, they didn't. Yeah, the Chinese did.
Yeah. Self-destruct.
Yeah.
We're going back to Get Smart days.
All right. Well, yeah, and it's crazy because that was already kind of the rumor going around, and now it's been confirmed.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There you go. There you have it. Okay. You got more headline news to put out there?
I've only got one thing. And
Okay.
it was and that's the last news update that I have, and then we could probably open the lines here.
Okay.
So there's a lot about this, and I haven't really dug deep. There's a little bit I know about it.
Yeah.
It was big news today that Google has released its Chat GPT rival AI Bard to early testers. So that's the news from today. I do not know a lot about Chat GPT, but I know there has been major hype about what's going on with this and what Chat GPT is.
Okay.
One of the videos that spread all over the internet was getting millions and millions of views. Is this AI was used by Jordan Peterson.
Okay.
And basically what he did is he gave a subject topic to write a basically a what do you call like your last piece when you get your master's degree? Doctrine. What is it? That's not it. Thesis.
Your thesis.
Those are another word. I'm not gonna be able to say it right. Dissertation.
Your dissertation.
Look at Yancey already got me.
Yeah, Yancey's already all over it.
So anyway, why I struggle with that? He basically challenged Chat GPT to write a thesis that he already wrote to see if Chat GPT could write it as well as he did.
Yeah.
So he gave it the command, and then he read the thesis, and the thesis even made sense to him, and he approved of the thesis that it wrote on its own.
Yeah.
So where we're getting at and why this is a topic of discussion, a hot topic of discussion, is basically AI is so smart that it could write your thesis for you at this point. So the knowledge gap, I mean, so are we talking that AI now can be as brilliant as the most brilliant people on earth? Of course, there's a lot of holes in that comment, but that is an amazing breakthrough. And that's why the news of Google releasing Arrival is big news today. It's gonna create a lot of hype and a lot of conversation. YouTubers and streamers are going to be all over this. They're going to have their own 2-hour streams on AI. I've even seen it here on Podbean.
Yeah,
I've seen shows that are literally that's all they talk about is AI.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole subject.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought I would share that, but yeah, it was the last piece of news I wanted to throw out there.
Yeah. Okay. In other news, for those that didn't catch it, Tom Brady announced in sports that he'll start with Fox Sports in 2024. I know, Yancey, you covered that one. You got that one out there. I know. I was listening to your show this weekend. I had a blast listening to that. For all those out there, also make sure you give some love out there to WKOP, the Wrong Kind of Podcast out there, and I'll let him plug if he gets out on the air here a little bit. Great show, fun to listen to, and I really enjoyed my time out there. Also, just remember, Super Bowl's coming up. Super Bowl 57, right? Or not 57. I can't even remember what it is. The Chiefs and the Eagles. There you go. Isn't that happening in your town, Scott, or in Phoenix this year?
I have no idea.
No idea.
What is this? What are we talking about?
The Super Bowl. The Super Bowl. Yes, it's in Phoenix. Vegas.
I haven't watched. Did I turn it on? You were watching it, so I turned it on for like 10 minutes last year.
Yeah.
But before that, I don't think I've watched a Super Bowl in like 7 or 8 years. I'm a horrible American dude. I'm not good at being an American dude. So
that's you. Is that you in a nutshell? All right, so for those also Super Bowl fans, that's happening at Clear Sky Lodge. Doors are going to be open at 11 a.m. and there's going to be games and prizes happening during the game here out there at Clear Sky Lodge. So catch them if you want to get out and you're in the Denali Borough. Super Bowl Sunday. Doors will be open at 11.
They only do the Super Bowl in Phoenix so that people could like possibly wear shorts. That's all it is.
Right.
you know the gig.
Yeah, I know.
We just had the Phoenix Open here, and there was like people all over the place from out of town, and in Tucson we have the Gem Show, and then we've got all the stuff from Quartzsite, right?
Yeah,
all the rock hounds and weirdos come out in their RVs and talk about rocks.
Talk about rocks, pet rocks.
Right.
I love pet rocks, Susie says, I hope it snows and it's sub-zero to make it fun.
And you want to know one of those like silly Tucson facts?
What's that? Yeah, I know this. I've actually
the prostitutes come out of the woodwork during the Gem Show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep,
They're
time.
All over.
They crawl out from under the dumpsters and away they go.
Rock bunnies.
Rock bunnies. We don't have loud lizards. We got rock bunnies there in Arizona. No lounge lizard for you.
Right.
I kid you not. Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and open the lines here at the Pulse. Lines are open. Let's see here. We got the lines are open. Let's see here. We got the first one calling in. We got Yancey on. And we also got Rocky on. They both fall up with the bad to the bone, don't they? Rocky, Yancey, welcome to the show, guys.
What's up, guys? Hey, do you remember when that predictive text was like witchcraft to us? And they've taken that to a whole new level now with this Chat GTP thing. I mean, it is nuts. Songwriters are going to be out of jobs. Authors are going to be out of jobs. They're going to go the way of the dodo and the elevator operator, I'm afraid.
Right. Where's our feeding tube?
Where's our eat the bugs?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Absolutely. It still is witchcraft. Susie just put out as well. Rocky, welcome to the show, our brother.
How's it going?
Let's see.
Gosh, I missed many things that you were
talking
talking about. I wanted to share with you, but I know you guys have a schedule.
Yeah, we were running thin on time this morning. I wanted to make sure that we got some calls in this morning. Rocky, you got anything you want to throw out at that? Yeah, you're still welcome to.
Oh yeah, I got a lot to throw out, but I'll keep it to a minimum. AI, AI topic. Wait till they start making all the football plays, and you'll see that the games are really rigged.
You know what?
They'll send the good ones to what team they want them to. Huh?
Yeah, I actually saw that. I saw that they were AI generating plays that they could, basically plug in plays from the year that teams have used. And basically it shows that they can AI it and show that there's maybe a better route to take against your opponent. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. They send the good ones to one team and the bad ones to another team.
Oh.
So you got the people betting on the games.
Yeah. You think about the lines, right? Here we go. Vegas.
It's all about making money. Is all it's about.
Yeah.
They pay they pay billions out to players every year. All the players get billions of dollars combined, but they're making hundreds of billions of dollars off the franchises and all the T-shirts and crap,
Right.
And then we have to build the daggone stadiums for them.
Yeah.
That's what makes me mad about it. We have to build them.
I was telling Brett there was a story about I think I got this story right. There's this guy 10 years ago on Twitter wrote the next 10 teams to win the Super Bowl, and he's got them all right.
Yeah.
I forgot what he said for this year, but because I'm told you I'm not I'm not an American dude. I don't really follow football too much, but
baseball,
he's guessed. Baseball, it gets personal for me. Baseball and curling.
He's a catcher. Scott's a catcher. Yancey, you're awfully quiet on that one. I got it. Anyway, I had to throw it.
I wasn't going to take advantage of that low-hanging fruit there, so.
I couldn't help it, man. I was all over that one, man. Door open, boom. All right. What other comments you got over all the stuff that we covered this morning, Rocky? You're
I think China bought airtime to go over the United States because they should have dropped that thing as soon as they got into the Aleutian Islands.
Yeah.
But they came across and it's meandered down through the United States. Those politicians we have in Washington got airtime payments for that daggone satellite or whatever the heck it was. I think it was batteries for Fang because now
batteries
that Stilwell's not in power, he ain't getting any.
Yeah. I mean, there's so much conspiracy over these balloons right now. How'd you like my balloon clip? You like that?
That was good. Yeah,
I spent some time building that one. Yancey, I'll shoot it over to you if you'd like to for the show. You're welcome to it. It'll probably cost you a WKOP coffee cup though. You know what I mean? See, I'm
that's all I got right
here.
Now.
That's all you got?
That's all I got for right now.
All right. Yancey, you able to talk right now? Let's see here. I wonder if we lost him. Maybe he must be in the he's in the salt mines today, as we call it for Yancey. Scott. Hello.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm here.
You here?
I'm here.
You sure?
Yeah.
You totally sure? Yeah. Hey, also, let me put that out there, folks. Please check out our website at pulsealaska.com. Our new website is up and working. We're still working on some of the stuff in there, but there's plenty of tabs to check out, and you're welcome to take a peek at it. Take a look at it, pulsealaska.com, as well as we do have the Pulse in Anderson and Nenana. That is on, check it out on Facebook. You're welcome to become a member of there. And please hit that follow button out there and hit those like buttons out there. Give us some engagement and show the Pulse a little bit of love. All righty. Let's see. Someone else said,
You're a heart grabber.
ain't I? I'm just a heart grabber.
Such a
Rocky, go ahead, man.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah,
Worked.
It worked.
I have
Look.
one
Go ahead,
other
Rocky.
thing. I was listening to a report yesterday that was talking to one of the Border Patrol agents down
Yeah.
in, I think it was New Mexico. People were going from the inner parts of the United States and being paid as much as $3,000 a head to drive these illegals into the United States. Now, they have caught a couple hundred people so far doing it. The youngest was a pair of one kid was 13, the other kid was 14, and they borrowed the car from a mom and dad and got caught down there from I think it was either Oklahoma City or Tulsa,
Yeah.
going down there to haul in 5 daggone illegals.
Huh.
That's
There we go.
$15,000.
Wow. I wonder what they're charging for eggs right now on the egg smuggling thing. Think about that.
I don't know.
I mean, that could, yeah. You know, I mean,
Well, I've heard people paying as much as $10 a dozen.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but I don't. I mean, we get ours from a farmer.
Right. I put that,
But,
out. I did that update. I'll throw this out for Yancey out there because he didn't catch the update. But the jump is reporting a 300% jump in the number of seized eggs since prices soared. They put out numbers this morning that Custom and Border Protection say egg seizures have risen by 91% in El Paso, 301% in Laredo, and 333% in Tucson, 368% in San Diego. That's the updated right now of the percentage jump of egg smugglers coming into the U.S. on the borders right now. Since
the thing people don't realize is the protein from the egg itself fights and kills off the viruses.
Yeah.
That's why we're having this crap right now. It's already been proven.
Remember I brought that up, Brett?
Yeah, you did.
There was a research paper in 21 about COVID, and it said basically like, you know, people who've got a healthy diet of servings of eggs, that helps a lot.
Right. Yeah, but that's been known. That's been known since the 80s.
Yeah, it has been.
It's been known, and people don't realize why you used to have chicken soup when you were young and you were sick.
Right.
Because the white meat of chicken is very therapeutic to fight off the common cold, which is what they've replicated or tried to replicate worse.
Right.
So
I miss the incredible edible
soup.
egg.
Hey, Yancey's back. Welcome back.
Another story I heard was that the increase in the price of eggs has destroyed sales. That people they're just not buying them at all. They're not getting suckered into that. So they're not buying them. Did you hear about the thing that Canada did? They had too much milk, so they dumped an ocean of milk from the dairies.
That goes on here. That goes on here in the United States with dairy farmers in Minnesota and Wisconsin too. It's always been going on.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah. That guy just stepped up and said, "Hey, look, this is what we have to do with it." But that's because they only can pasteurize so much milk, and when you got 50,000 farmers out there hauling milk into you, what do you do with it? Normally, they would just dump it right there at the daggone refinery where they're going to pasteurize it or make it into cheese or whatever they're going to do with it. But now they're saying, we don't want your milk. So they're dumping it right there on the farms. Of course, they got some fat cats now because the cats are probably in there licking the floors up.
Right. Susie put out there, they had a story this morning here in Alaska about a kid raising chickens for 4-H and is now selling all his eggs to the local bakeries to keep their business open. He's selling them to them for $3 a dozen. That's community at work right there. You know.
Well, you know, there was an experiment in Sweden, and they said they got a town together and said, okay, here we need to try this.
Yeah.
If 1 out of every 3 families would raise chickens,
yeah,
that would help. So they did, and what it did, it killed the egg industry in Sweden.
Yeah, I don't
If
doubt.
the United States went back to that, we wouldn't need the egg industry, because it's just a matter of they're going to jack their prices up so high because they can. It's all price gouging. Everything's been about price gouging here in the last couple of years.
Absolutely.
Gas went way up.
I remember it vividly. I mean, my ranch in Colorado, I had a very large chicken coop. I had 33 chickens plus ducks producing eggs. And by the time we were done with it, you know, I had more chickens more eggs than I knew what to do with.
Yeah.
You know, I had 6 people in the house, and 33 plus eggs a day. I was making sure that I could help out in the community with it, you know?
Yeah. And I had the same thing.
Standard egg.
Go ahead.
I was going to say a standard hen will normally produce 3 to 5 eggs a day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, you know, if you got 30 chickens, you're up to your eyeballs in eggs.
I was up to them. You know, we were learning preserve, the olive oil preserve factor. Did you ever know about that? I mean, that's amazing.
Yeah, I know 5 different ways to preserve eggs.
Well, and I mean, the first thing is not washing them, you know, because eggs actually come out with, I don't know, like an external type membrane with the fluid on the outside of the shell. I mean, the worst thing you can do is wash them. If you don't wash them, they can stay on the counter for weeks.
Right.
Without spoiling.
And even better,
they're not in direct sunlight.
That way, and you rub them down with olive oil. You know, their shelf life is huge. The length of shelf life.
They can also be covered with cold wax.
Yeah.
And they can also be stored in, I want to say newspaper, but, you know, that's kind of hard to find anymore.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of different ways that you could, and you don't have to refrigerate them.
Right. That's absolutely true. I mean, I had more eggs than I knew what to do with. And there was times where I was helping out the small community market there, mom and pop little market right down, you know, that was close to the edge of town in the middle of nowhere, you know, and there was times I just give them, as long as they kept giving me cartons, I would just give them eggs. Just give them eggs, just so that they could sell them.
It's better than throwing them away.
Absolutely.
I was, what I was gonna say is when I lived in Phoenix, I had always had 3 chickens in the backyard.
Yeah.
And during, as if you've ever raised chickens, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like during certain times of year, they don't really produce that well, and then other times of the year they're like, God, you just
explosive.
How many eggs you gonna do today?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And we had we had like kind of like crazy chickens, right? Like bare necks and stuff like that, and you know. There's times when we were giving eggs to about 4 households with 3 chickens.
Yeah.
Like we were supplying eggs for families. Because we couldn't eat them fast enough. Right.
Yeah.
And like you said, there was a thing in Arizona where they tracked an egg from the chicken to the store. And some of the eggs that you get in the store, they take up to 30 days to get there.
Yep.
Right. Right.
So,
just like the meat is in the freezer for up to a year.
Yeah.
Right. And that is a crazy thing. Like, and I will tell you, if you eat a fresh egg, the other eggs just kind of taste sort of whatever.
Right.
Like they really do. There's no richness to them. It's really neat to have chickens and to eat their eggs. Like it's neat. It's good. Tastes good.
It is. My favorite
pest control too. So
absolutely.
Right. And keep the grass. I'm a crazy person. I used to grow grass in Phoenix, front and backyard. And
Yeah.
I just let the chickens, they would eat the bugs, and they would eat all the dead roots from the Bermuda. They
Yeah.
would eat them.
Keeps
And
it
so I
nice.
was always aerated because of
Yeah.
the chickens.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Nothing
cool.
wrong with
The
that at
thing
all.
too is chicken crap is really good for your garden because it's not a chemical. It's
Right.
natural compost,
Nitrates.
basically chicken compost, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
And I had
Whatever.
my coop. I found an old wagon that the kids weren't using anymore, and I put the wagon wheels on one side of the chicken coop, and just kind of turned it into its own little tractor. And I would just roll it around during the springtime, and I'd let them kind of roost around in different patches that I was having issues with. It's like an ultimate laziness, but you know, like, I mean, it worked. I mean, it worked, you know, less time in the summer heat, you know, your grass looks better. And you're right. Like the chicken crap is awesome.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It is. It's great fertilizer and awesome.
Another good.
Go ahead.
There's another compost that is really good too. It's rabbit crap. But I grew up raising rabbits when I was a kid, and my dad would plant a garden. He would throw that on there and have a guy come in and till the place up. Because we had like 25, 30 rabbits.
Yeah.
And he would till that up. And then whenever he planted like tomato plants or any kind of a plant, he would throw a little ash shovel down in there with rabbit crap in the bottom of it, put a little bit of dirt on top of it. We had 8 and 10 foot daggone tomato vines.
Oh yeah. And they'll take over it.
Phenomenal.
Anyone that knows about growing tomatoes knows that they're like strawberry plants as well. They'll just start taking over areas, you know. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really neat when you got a tomato plant that when you're picking it, and we used to stake them up. We had basically large fence posts, or actually they were cross members for wooden fence posts.
Yeah.
And that's what we staked the tomatoes with, and you had to get on a damn step ladder to get to the top of them to pick the top tomatoes.
Right. Yep, I know that gig. Believe me, tomato vines, they go nuts. I remember my mom doing a tomato garden one time, and they took over everything.
Yeah.
It happens.
And also cucumbers too go nuts when you feed them rabbit crap. I mean, they get huge daggone cucumbers or pickles if that's what you're going for, but they will spread like daggone poison ivy.
Yeah. Yancey, you got anything else you want to throw out there? We're kind of slowly coming to a winding end here. I just wanted to get.
No, I have nothing to add. Just I'm listening to all the input because man, the last couple of years with our garden has not done well. The pH balance has been off in the soil, and we've tried several different spots. We've tried adding, you know, our own fertilizer and compost and stuff. It's just not been going well. So I think this year we're going to try, you know, more container gardening and see if that works out well for us. You know, that way we can move it around, put it in the sunlight when we want to, and put it in the shade when we need to, have a little bit more control. So
I get that
totally. Hey, Yancey.
All right.
Hey, Yancey, something you have to remember about gardening is sometimes your ground is a little acidic or it's a little alkaline. And if it's alkaline, you want to put some acids on it. Like what I put out is my tomato or my pipe tobacco leftovers, and that changes the alkaline in the garden to grow better. And if it's a little too acidic, don't put a lot of Calminer on it. You have to go with something that's less acidic to change the pH, and then your shit will grow. I mean, last year I planted out five mounds of potatoes. I took in 25 pounds of tomatoes. Potatoes took in 25 pounds of potatoes off of 3 daggone potatoes I planted.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah. That's a good yield right there. All righty,
it's all in the pH balance. That's the thing you have to look at.
Scott, you got any closing comments here?
Nope. And we're still all caught up. So
Okay.
yeah, no
Yancey.
new news has come across.
There you go. It's a good day. Yancey, go ahead and throw out a plug for yourself here.
Hey, all right, yeah. So Wrong Kind of Podcast records twice a week. We have our Tuesday show coming up tomorrow. We'll be recording about 6 o'clock. Show will be published probably about 8. The midweek show doesn't usually go as long as our weekly Saturday show. The Saturday show we record generally about 6. It's usually out by about 10 p.m. Central Time. Those are Central Times, by the way. So we cover all topics, run the full gamut. We give you both facts and opinion. And
there you go. Great show.
No
I
shortage
listened
on
to
the
it.
opinions.
I listened to it over the weekend. Matter of fact, I snuck in there. I saw Tank Gate as the headline. I go,
yes,
I know
yeah,
got that one.
I was hoping that you would see that, that I was ripping you off a little bit.
No, that's great. And I'll send you my balloon pop if you want it.
Yeah,
it
that sounds great.
a WKOP coffee cup down the line somewhere.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Me and Susie both listened to it and really enjoyed it this weekend. We got to catch a couple of your shows. It was a lot of fun to listen to.
Hey,
so
WKOP,
take a look at their podcast. I also got a couple more plugs going on online. I'm going to go ahead and start sending this out. We are running out of time here, so let's go ahead and go with it. All righty, everyone. Thank you for joining the Pulse. I appreciate everything you guys do for us here. The Pulse headline news, Monday through Friday. We try and get out there at 10 a.m. Alaska time, 11 a.m. Pacific, and so on and so on and so on. Please make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you hit those likes on the way through. Get our engagement up. I want to thank all the people that were on the show today. Miss Valerie, who hung through us through all the way. WKOP's Yancey, Mr. Rocky, my co-host, Tucson Scott, as always. Great guy to have with me. Thank you, Scott. Pulse is coming out again tomorrow, like I said, headline news. Also, don't forget about our variety show. Variety show Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. Alaska time. Everyone is welcome to join that one. Make sure you share our show out there. It's a lot of fun. I do have one more song for you guys on the way out. Also, thank you to all the people that support the Pulse out here. And it's a great thing that we hope we're doing a great service to you guys. And enjoy the interactions. Don't be afraid to call in when we open the lines here. Also, remember, Super Bowl Sunday coming up this weekend. Get your bets out there, people. Kansas City. I think Kansas City has the... oh, man. We just had news again. Wow. Throwing that out there. We'll have to catch up with it tomorrow morning. Look for us again. Tomorrow, headline news with the Pulse. 10 a.m. Alaska time, 11 a.m. Pacific, and so on. I got one more tune for you guys on the way out. Once again, if I could say anything out there, please be kind out there. You just never know what you can do for someone's day. With that, I am going to send this out with thanks again. This is Denali Burrow Brett, along with my co-host Tucson Scott. And we are going to go ahead and hand it out with a couple plugs, and then we got to follow up with some music. Enjoy your day, people out there, and please be safe.
The Clear Sky Lodge.
This show brought to you in part by the great people at Clear Sky Lodge, where the steaks are the best in Alaska. Don't forget, Super Bowl Sunday, doors open at 11. Games and prizes will be happening during the game. Also, Wednesday food specials and pool tournaments on Friday nights at 7:30 p.m. Clear Sky Lodge, located at Milepost 280 Parks Highway, Anderson, Alaska. Open 7 days a week, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Give them a call at 907-582-2251 and tell them your good friends at the Pulse sent you. Let's also give a big shout out to an awesome morning show, The Old Man's Podcast with Eric Kirk and the Navigators. Streaming Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. Alaska time, 7 a.m. Pacific. Show some love out there from the Pulse people. Follow and support their show as well. It's a great show, great team, and a great podcast. Thank you all for supporting the Pulse and The Old Man's Podcast.
Come fly with me, let's fly away. If you can use some exotic booze, there's a bar in far Bombay. Come fly with me, let's fly away. Come fly with me, let's float down to Peru. In Lama Land, there's a one-man band, and he'll toot his flute for you. Come fly with me, let's take off in the blue. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. Just say the words and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. So come fly with me, let's fly away. Oh, come on and fly. Once I get you up there, where the air is rarefied, we'll just glide, starry-eyed. Once I get you up there, I'll be holding you so near. You may hear all the angels cheer because we're together. Weather-wise, it's such a lovely day. You just say those words and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. It's so perfect for a flying honeymoon, they say. Come fly with me, let's fly, let's fly. Pack up, let's fly away.
That's all, folks.